Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're actually going to be looking at what is the best Kaspa pool to mine to for us miners that are mining Kaspa. So I'm going to run through the setup of the experiment and then we're going to look through some numbers and try find out what the best pool is that we could use. So we have here a bunch of batch files set up for different Kaspa mining pools. And what we're going to do is we're going to run through all of these and we're going to stick them on for an hour. And then we're going to come back and see how much we have in each mining pool dashboard. And then from there, we're going to actually calculate the pool fee. So we're going to take that off and then see which one is the most profitable for us to mine to. Now, I want to mention one thing. As you can see here, I've only got 6 batch files. And this is mainly just because home pool obviously is in the US, so I can't mine to it because it would give wrong numbers. So if anyone's in the US and wants to mine to hum pool or any of these US pools, I've not been mining on them, or this Taiwan pool. So if anyone in the US wants to try this experiment and give me some numbers, that would be great. Or you could just leave them in the comments what you got around, depending on which pool you're using. So this is why I've discounted these. I've mainly gone for the worldwide pools and some of the pools that I can mine to in my location. So at the top, obviously, for the first one, we're going to have Kaspa pool. The second one is going to be actually Wooly Pooly. F2 pool is not counted in there because it doesn't display information right, and you have to set up an account, which I really don't think should be the way forward in pools. I think you should just be able to mine to it, because then, if you're going for this anonymity in cryptocurrency, which a lot of people use cryptocurrency for anonymity, then people can basically track, how much you're mining, and if you sign up with an email and it gets hacked, then some of your coins go. So for the most part, I'm not using the pools that allow you to sign up for them. So that would be F2 pool and K1 pool. So we have Wooly Pooly, Kaspa coin pool, 2 miners we have there, hero miners, we mine to ACC pool, and last but not least, I think we mine to nano pool. So those are the 6 that we have set up here. So we have 2 miners, ACC pool, hero miners, Kaspa pool, nano pool, Wooly Pooly. So those are the 6 that we're going to try. Now, you're probably thinking, why don't you mine into a lot of these other ones? Well, because a lot of them are basically in places that are going to give me inaccurate shares. That really wouldn't be a fair experiment. So we're just going to go for the ones that allow you to mine in, across the world, because those are the ones that have the most access for people. You might think that that's a bad experiment, but in the cases of people around the world, it's probably better. So after mining, I just took screenshots of all of these. So this is just to show you that I took screenshots of them. I believe that this was on ACC pool, and I'm just showing that the uptime is 1 hour for all of them. I got other screenshots. If you want me to post them in my Discord, I will, just to, prove it to you. I'm not going to show them in the video right now because we're going to look into the pools anyway. And I also want to mention that none of this is sponsored by any pool. So this is a fair test that I've done myself. So in Nanopool, if we go over here, which is the first one, we have 0.269 Kaspa coin. Now, Nanopool doesn't actually display the exact amount, but, other pools will. So we can just go with 0.269. Then if we move on to ACC pool, we have a balance of 0.244 and then a bunch of numbers after it. And then on Hero Miners, we have a total paid. We have a pending balance of 0.195307 Kaspa coin. 2 miners, we have 0.239. Wooly Pooly, we have, this is the wrong balance there, but in a week, which is, I recorded this quite a while ago. It's just I had to set up a different microphone because the other one wasn't working. However, in a week, we have 0.251. And then, surprisingly, on Kaspa pool here, we only have 0.11. Now, we're going to go input all these results into a spreadsheet that we have, and then we're going to calculate the pool fees. I'm going to show you how to do that. So here we have the results of all of the pools that we mine to and the Kaspa amount that they're displaying on the pool dashboard. Now the fees are calculated after the fact, I believe. The miner fee is calculated in the miner and the pool fee is calculated after the fact. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that because I might be taking fees, but from the looks of it, the fees don't really matter, because there is a standout for the top contender, and it's a couple percentage points off the second contender. So the fees are calculated just by doing the simple equation of you take this number, you divide it by 100, and then times by the percentage. So this is 1% for Nanopool. Right here for ACC pool, it's 0.8%. Hero miners is 0.9. 2 miners is 1%. Wooly Pooly is 0.9. And Kaspa pool is 0.75. So that's how I calculated the fees. And then I've got this sorted out. So the most profitable is in the most green. The least profitable is in the red. And then in between that, you can see the color versions. So this green is going to be second. This red is going to be second to last. And then these two white ones are just the middle ones. But this would be third to last, and this would be third in the actual rankings, if that makes sense. So it goes first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then sixth. So I want to point out here, surprisingly, Kaspa pool, which is the top pool out there, actually has the lowest, as we can see here, it's the top pool, actually has the lowest amount of Kaspa coin in the loading screen. Now, I would think maybe the theory behind that is that I'm mining on a GPU and the difficulty might be starting differently, because when you set up a miner, the difficulty starts at a different point for different pools. So maybe it's starting me out at a higher difficulty so I can't mine as much, if that makes sense, because I know a lot of ASICs have gone over to Kaspa pool. And these are things that I can't really account for. I can't start all at the same difficulty because some pools will allow it and then some pools won't, which is really annoying. And there's also something with connecting to the pool. So when you're mining, you have to actually connect to the pool at the start, and it takes a while for it to like ramp up and, you know, get a steady hash rate up. That's why I left it for an hour. I know an hour is not a long time. Maybe I'll continue this experiment, you know, days upon end, but I just wanted to make a quick video. So maybe it's because of the hour and we didn't give it enough time. However, Kaspa pool is very under the limit. You know, a lot of these numbers right here are very close, apart from hero miners, but Kaspa pool is 1.5 times less than Nanopool, which is very interesting, even though it's getting the majority of the blocks. That's the one thing about Kaspa coin, all these pools can actually get blocks, which is great. And then when the Rust rewrite actually comes in, basically every pool will be able to get blocks. This says 26 days there. Even with 2.04 gigahash, you'd probably get it. Well, it would be that divided by 32 if they had 32 blocks per second. So it'd be every day, I guess, or closer to less than a day. So you can see like how the Rust rewrite can really propel and decentralize the Kaspa network, because if we have if you have the ability to solo mine on really low hardware, you know, I've made a video on how to set up a node so you can actually solo mine to your own node on your own computer, and you can check that out, link in the description below for that. However, if we move over to Rust and it's 32 blocks per second, this means that anyone with a regular GPU could possibly get a block in, I don't want to say a couple of days, but probably around 2-3 days. Whereas with Ethereum and all these other coins, it takes a massive amount of hash rate to hit a block. So the Rust rewrite will open up the barrier of entry to make it smaller. And you could get lucky. You could get a couple blocks in like a 2-hour period and turn your miner off. And, you know, also mining to your own node solo, you have zero latency. I just want to mention that as well. Sometimes when you connect into the pools, the latency is very high. You know, it'd be like, I average around 14 milliseconds to around 20 milliseconds. And that is what causes the pool shares to basically be invalid if you're not connecting to the pool properly. So maybe I wasn't connecting to the Kaspa pool properly, and this is why the shares are so low. But for the most part, Nanopool is at the top. Second, we have Wooly Pooly. Now I have talked about Wooly Pooly before. They had that kind of, you know, little, not error, but they had a kind of a mistake that they made where they weren't paying out enough coins to certain miners. I don't really know what went on, but I made a video about it. However, that was when Wooly Pooly was actually at the top of the what to mine list. However, Kaspa pool has kind of risen in the last couple of months to be the top pool, just probably because it's run by the Kaspa team, I believe. However, it's actually given us the lowest payment in Kaspa coin. If I'm going to recommend a pool to mine to, I would definitely say if you're on low hardware, because we also have to look at the minimum payment. Normally it's 50 to 100. So 50 for Kaspa Pool, 100 for Wooly Pooly, 100 for 2 miners. I believe that Hero Miners is 10. I believe that that's verified. ACC Pool is 100. What else do we have? Nanopool is 50. I believe Nanopool actually changed it. If we look here, yeah, the minimum payment is 200 Kaspa coins, so that needs to be updated on mining pool stats. However, if you have just a small rig, we're talking now like even when the Rust rewrite comes in, if you have a small rig and you don't want to mine to your own node, I definitely choose to go with Hero Miners, because as we can see here, the payment's not as good, but you still get regular payouts from, where is it, Hero Miners at 10 Kaspa coin. You know, it could take you a lot when Kaspa coin eventually gets to full A6. Hero Miners is going to be one of those things where if you want to mine on a GPU, you just mine slowly and you build up. So you kind of can get advantages from different pools, depending on the payment. But if you've got an ASIC, then I wouldn't really worry. I would stick it on either Nanopool or Wooly Pooly, depending on what you want to do. As I already said, I recommend definitely going solo if you can set up your own node on your computer and also mine to it. That would be the best. And anyone out there that has an ASIC right now is kind of stupid if they don't do that. So that's it for the video, guys. As I said, let me know if you're American and you can mine on these other pools, because I'd like to see some results from them as well. And leave that in the comments, or you could hit me up on Twitter in the DMs and just show me like your results. So if you did enjoy, please like and subscribe to the videos. And make sure to check out the previous video on Kaspa Coin setting up your own node.